we got to get into Draymond's suspension. We got Brian Windhorst coming up. But listen to Ja Morant, guys. You know, I got to tell you, the experience of the Warriors, I'm with you. It's like it started to show itself. But if the ball is in Ja's hands with a chance to win the game, I'm always feeling like he's going to get it done. He did not get it done. Here he is at the post-game presser talking about the final possession.
Can you just walk us through the last play? 3.6 seconds coming out of the timeout.
Same message every time we're in that situation. I just missed the layup.
Yeah, Jay. Well, listen, and the layup wins the game, right? Like they were usually, Jay. I'd rather be the team down a point in a playoff game. If I got possession and a player like Ja with 3-4 seconds left on the clock, you could draw up a play and everything. Man, I like my chances. Didn't work out.
You see, first off, I give Taylor Jenkins a lot of credit. The play design was really important. It was brilliantly strategized because you get Ja running downhill. I don't like Ja trying to extend an arm out 1-on-2.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd rather him stop on a dot and pull up for a J or a fadeaway key. I thought that would have been different.
But a lot of that had to do with Klay, though. Klay played it perfectly, forcing him forward to his left and forcing him to have to make that crazy shot.
Sometimes it feels like, and Jaren Jackson had a really big game. It's just sometimes it feels like Memphis is just missing some kind of veteran presence. Like it's something, you know, even if it was, and they executed, look, they were in the game down the stretch, and they were right there. They should have won. I think game 2 was a must-win scenario for them because you're not trying to go back to Golden State down 0-2 after giving up 2 games in your home court. But and Alan Yates and our producer, we've been talking about this offline the whole time. I'm like, and he threw out a name I got to give him credit for. It was like a Victor Oladipo, somebody like that can just say, calm down, let's execute.
What McCollum's doing with the Pelicans.
A little bit to that degree. And then Dylan Brooks, even though he airballed a couple shots yesterday, I like the makeup of their team. It just feels like they're missing somebody to keep them composed when things – because it seems like they got rattled a little bit last night. Even them taking 3 or 4 seconds to get the foul – right, you foul automatically.
Well,
you don't give yourself 3 seconds.
Klay did his thing there too, though.
Yeah, but
you
don't
think back to last week, Jay. I mentioned to us on the show. I said that they're great, they're cute. There's a bunch of young dudes. They not scared. Yeah, they're not scared. That's true. But veteran leadership, not only veteran leadership, a veteran team that has been there, done it before, understands certain things at a time that's important. Klay Thompson missing those late free throws. There was no panic that set in for the Golden State Warriors, or even to the point where they surrendered a 10-point fourth-quarter lead that it looked like they was getting ready to pull all the way away, and then all of a sudden the Grizzlies just, bam, that 10-point lead, it was tied up, and you're sitting there going, but they never panicked. And you can see in the Grizzlies the youth, the young, the inexperienced certainly caught up with them. I'm not saying that the Memphis Grizzlies are done, but this type of loss can be painful for the rest of the season. I mean, the rest of the series.
You know, Guy, I'll tell you, I hear what you're both saying. I had the same feeling watching the game. But they had the ball in their best players' hands with a chance to win at the buzzer. They could have easily won that game. You got to tip your hat to Klay. You guys mentioned it. There were, even though the missed free throws, Klay missed 2 in a row, but there were 3 or 4 plays down the stretch on both ends of the floor. Even the way he was not fouled immediately, right? What he did in that moment, Klay, if you want to give him credit for his experience and excellence, that's fine. And then in contrast to Memphis, they don't have a guy like that, okay. But, man, they just got beat. Best player had his ball in his hands. He didn't come through. If he comes through, they win. He didn't. They lost. Tip your cap to Golden State.
Key, 2 things. Number one, I do give credit to Klay. I also give a lot of credit to Jordan Poole, who was an absolute stud in this game, was a beast in this game. The last thing I will say as it relates to Memphis.
Can't put him on
Ja. We talk about the little details that win championships, right? That's what separates championship teams and teams that are just fighting to get there. Desmond Bane, if you see Klay running off that screen, you don't jump. You don't jump. You stay on the ground. You force him to be a 2-point scorer. He's not as athletic, Key. I'm just telling you, basketball mind. You stay on the ground. You stay on his hip. You force him to drive and finish over the top of your trees. You don't try to. There were so many head fakes.
Klay can put the ball on the floor, but if he's doing that, that's what you want.
I'd much rather him do that than him take a 3.
Yeah. But Jay, if you tell me, because I did play in the NBA
It's all good, but you watch hoops, man. You get it.
But if all of a sudden you saying stay on the ground,
Yep.
if I swipe and I look like I'm getting ready to pull because of where my elbows are at, that's gonna make you jump, correct?
I mean, it's called a head fake, yeah, essentially.
Yeah, well, a head fake. I'm trying to give it more, not basketball terminology for those that are listening, kind of give it that. So once he did that, I knew he was gonna jump. I'm like, he gonna jump in the air and he gonna slide back, move a little bit to his left, and pull the trigger. Because once you jump and you can't get back over there, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as he comes off that screen, Key, if you're Desmond Bane, you have to bust your ass to get over the top of the screen, and you just stay on his left hip. You chase him. You force him, if anything, to put the ball on the ground and create a shot for himself off the dribble. For Clay, like that's what he does, man. Like that head fake gets off the ground. When he sees the rim and he's wide open, that was a bucket.
So all that is experience.
Yeah, and the little
words.
things that if you're watching tape today, if you're Memphis, you're like, damn. Like little things execution-wise.
It's not
we were
that Clay
much.
can't do that. It's that if you have Clay with the ball on the floor as a decision maker,
Yes.
that's much better than Clay
yes.
shooting with a good look from three.
You increase the probability of him doing something outside
and that
his
is
comfort.
and the key you're quite that's experience. You're saying that's
Oh, yeah.
just
No,
experience.
totally is experience. And the crazy thing about it, that same thing could happen in game 2. The same exact thing could happen in game 2 because of the experience. Even if you watch the film and you see it and you know you're not supposed to do it, in real time, a lot of wild stuff happens.
They're also not. I don't think they'll have Poole on Ja nearly as much in game 2. It may get harder for Memphis going forward. We'll see because it's not like they're the only ones with tape to study tape. So does Golden State.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.